What if I told you that you already own your next investment property? You don't need a new deposit, a new mortgage, or a new suburb. You actually just need to look in your backyard. Now, today I'm giving you my exact strategy to double down on your property portfolio and go from one house into two with a simple overarching strategy to get you there. This strategy not only unlocks cash flow, it also creates growth. And it's exactly what myself and many savvy property investors are doing in this market in 2026. Now let's talk about the problem. And the problem is you can no longer get money from the brokers and banks. They've told you that's it, you're tapped out, no more money, there's not another deal happening for you. Now when you hit this cap, you've hit your borrowing ceiling. You might have even looked at first, second, and third tier banks. Now, what is the solution once you hit this cap to keep growing your property portfolio, create more passive income, and also get access to more equity out of your deals? It's about adding this secondary dwelling. And there's actually 3 levels to this. We've got a granny flat, otherwise known as a secondary dwelling. We've got a strata title opportunity, otherwise known as a dual occupancy. And we've got a full subdivision where you separate the land into 2 parcels. The goal for you is to increase your yield and get around a 10 to 12% yield on your build cost. You're also wanting to manufacture capital growth by creating a new asset on the rear of your property. Now, depending on which level you go, granny flat, strata title, or subdivision will impact the amount of equity created. So I want to go deeper and unpack strategy A, granny flat, strategy B, strata, and strategy C, subdivisions in a bit more detail. And then I want to unpack for you the 4 deals that I'm personally doing myself, showing you the addresses, showing you what I'm doing on each of the sites and why. Now, strategy A is the granny flat, otherwise known as the cash flow king. The math on these is pretty simple. The build cost is going to be somewhere between $160,000 to $260,000 depending on the builder that you work with. Typically in most councils in Australia, you're going to be building a granny flat between 60 to 80 square meters. This is somewhere between a 2-bedroom to a very small 3-bedroom secondary dwelling. The rental return for your spend of around $160,000 to $260,000 will sit somewhere between $400 to $550 per week. What we're seeing in Southeast Queensland is a build cost around that $200,000 to $220,000 for a rental return of around $500 per week at this point in time. The result of going through this process of building a secondary dwelling, otherwise known as a granny flat, is boosted cash flow. And in some circumstances, we're seeing these assets sell at a premium based on the end yield of the total product, almost like they're viewed as a commercial property when they're selling from one investor to another. For example, let's say you bought a property for $800,000 and you spent $200,000 on the granny flat. The front home might rent for $600 per week and the back home might rent for $500 per week, giving a total rent of $1,100 per week. Now the cost base is $800,000 for the original home and $200,000 for the granny flat, meaning you have a cost base of $1 million. Now in that circumstance, based on what we're seeing in Southeast Queensland, that asset would likely sell in the same market for around $1.1 million, which is a 5.2% gross yield. And that's really what we're seeing on the ground with myself, the acquisition managers, and our associates here in Southeast Queensland. And so if you're looking at those types of deals or buying a deal that's pre-existing, it's going to be around that 5% gross yield on an end product in most markets. Now, of course, there's variance if you're buying in the inner city, middle ring, or outer ring in Greater Brisbane. But the reality is, for most opportunities, they tend to sell around a 5% gross yield when they're being sold from one investor to another. And in that example, you're making a 10% uplift in the cost base of the site or cost base of the total value of the project, which is pretty good for a granny flat build. Historically, granny flats didn't create much equity or even lost money in some circumstances. But given the market dynamics at the moment, the cash flow king is there. It adds $500 a week of rent, so you're getting around a 12% gross yield on the cost of the build. And then you're also getting some equity uplift with the granny flat play. So definitely an option for a lot of investors who want to add some cash flow to their property portfolio, who are tapped out, like we said at the start of this video, and can't access some more money. And the way that you access money to get this project constructed, even if you're tapped out, is to look at construction lending. You can get a build contract and then go to a lender and say, I'm going to get an extra $500 per week, and the end value is going to go to $1.1 million. And most lenders and most mortgage brokers would be able to get you across the line with that type of deal structured. Now, you do have to have more paperwork and progress payments, and there is work and effort involved for you to create the equity and cash flow. But in my opinion, if you're the type of investor that's tapped out on your borrowing capacity, whether that's after your first deal or your fifth deal, doing a granny flat to be your cash flow king and to fast track your cash flow in your asset accumulation journey is a great play to build out the property portfolio. And it's actually something I'm doing myself. I'm actually building 2 granny flats at the moment on 2 of my sites. And that's because some of the laws that the councils have tend to lean towards being more favorable to doing a granny flat than going down the strata or subdivision options. That leads me into option or strategy B, which is that strata conversion, otherwise known as a dual occupancy certificate. Now, most people understand townhouses and units and that they're a part of a strata. So you might have 4 townhouses on a site and they're part of the strata. Now, all doing a strata subdivision or a strata dual occupancy the concept is that we're basically creating 2 separately sellable assets, and we're strataing the houses themselves, not separating the land underneath. What this means is you take a pre-existing property, typically with the house on the front or on a corner block, then we're building a standard, say 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home. Now, in the case of these builds, a 3-bed, 2-bath home might cost you between $350,000 to $400,000. And again, using an $800,000 original purchase price, your end value would be around $1.15 to $1.2 million in terms of the cost base of the house and the build. Now, the magic here is that you're able to get 2 separately sellable assets. So you're creating more equity, but you might be harming your cash flow a little bit by doing that. And you're spending more on the build, of course. And so I'm actually doing 2 of these as well, 2 strata title subdivisions. And one is currently through that DA process, and we're currently up to a request of information, otherwise known as an RFI, to get the last, kinks out of the plans and back to council so we can begin breaking ground and start that project. Now, the exciting thing is your cost base might be $1.2 million, but your end value might be $1.4 to $1.5 million. So you're now not making a gain of $100,000 in the granny flat scenario. You're making a gain of $200,000 to $300,000 on most deals that we're seeing and helping clients with that are forecast based on the numbers we've talked about today. Now, of course, these are subject to change based on the site that you buy, your build costs, all the variables that come into it. But there's more risk and there's more reward with going down the strata avenue if you're willing to stomach it and get the capital together to do it. Again, like the granny flat play, the instant win is you're creating some more equity, and that's why you'd lean to go down the strata avenue. If you're more in the build phase of your property portfolio and you want the opportunity to sell the front house at a later date or sell the back house after you've claimed depreciation for 5 or 6 years. So this is a mix of cash flow and growth. And the exciting thing is, and this is exactly what I'm looking to do, when I want to retire debt in my property portfolio, I will likely sell those front houses and keep the back houses for 10 to 15 to 20 years because they come with a builder's warranty. They're a new build in my case, and they're a brick slab on ground construction with a ColourBond roof, a really solid, hardy asset that's protected and has really low maintenance. And so that's might be why you want to look at building a strata or a dual occupancy. And definitely I'm doing 2 of these, like I said, and definitely a great pick for a lot of Aussies looking to build out a property portfolio. Thirdly, we have the backyard subdivision, or known as the legacy builder, the legacy play. Now, subdivisions have the greatest risk, but also the greatest reward. All a subdivision means is you can separately sell the land. So in the strata, you could only separately sell the houses, but the land is still considered one asset. Whereas in the subdivision, you get a title for the land itself, meaning you can sell off the raw dirt in your backyard before you even build something on there. This has been historically a great play in Brisbane City Council, but it's time intensive and takes 6 months, 12 months, 18 months. There's more civil costs, more costs involved. You might be spending $400,000 to $600,000 if you're going to complete a build with a owner-occupied style play in terms of the building on the back. This is definitely the highest risk, in my opinion, and the highest reward. You might make, if you do a high-end build in a really blue-chip location, you might make $500,000 of equity or net worth if you do a higher-end build in the right location. But for me, it definitely comes with more capital constraints. And so if you want to fund this, you're going to have more capital that you need to find and fund. And so that's where, for a lot of people who are stuck or tapped out, this is going to be the most risky, but also have the most upside. It also has the lowest cash flow of the three options because you do tend to spend more to get the subdivision through. You might spend an extra $100,000 to $150,000. It tends to be a common number for a lot of people's budgets, $150K to get the subdivision. And then you still might do a $400,000 build. So that's why it costs $150,000 rather than $400,000 in the strata option. You definitely need to look at your zoning, and all three of these levels you need to work with a town planner. But the great thing is you can copy and paste what we do when you work with us as clients of the buyer's agency in terms of getting access to the town planner, getting access to the builder, getting access to council to assess these deals and opportunities, and discuss with the building and pest inspector the quality of the original home on that front plot of land. Now, I'm doing this exact thing in 4 locations. I've got a site at 28 Baramble Road in Shayla Park, and I finished a granny flat last year at 2 Kambari Street in Bray Park. Now, they're different deals. One's in Logan City Council and one's in Moreton Bay Regional Council, which are about $1 million price point at this point in time for both of those assets. I built a 1-bedroom, 1-bath granny flat in Moreton Bay because that was under what the council required. It's around a 45 square metre studio floor plan, and that rents for around $400 per week for around a $200,000 build cost. Now, to be perfectly honest with you, my wife Emily was sick with ovarian cancer and she passed away in 2024, in December 2024. And I got ripped off by the builder in that circumstance. They probably charged me $40,000 to $50,000 too much for that build, being around $210,000. It should have been more like $160,000 based on the end product that I received in terms of the floor plan, the actual quality of the fixtures and fittings, the paint, the flooring and everything. It's a 45 square meter build with a little patio, and it should have cost around $160K. And in reality, because my wife was sick and I couldn't be on site regularly, that cost me $210,000. Now, it was a great learning and takeaway from doing my own first granny flat that I actually wanted to work with a larger builder. I wanted to get a fixed price contract, and I wanted to do more town planning. In the case of that property at Bray Park, the Bray Park bomb, I learned that I should have bought a site that I had clear flat block on it rather than trying to renovate a space that was pre-existing to turn into a granny flat space. Because a clear site is much simpler to start with than having something pre-existing that you need to tear down and renovate and work with. Now, my other site at Shayla Park, I've shown a recent video here on the YouTube channel, and I'll leave a link for you to click at the end of this video to see a walkthrough of that property, which is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom secondary dwelling here on the south side of Brisbane. That build is costing me around $300,000 and $50,000 in extras, and will rent for somewhere between $650 to $700 per week. Now, alternative to the granny flats that I've done and are currently doing, I've got 2 strata title sites located in Bundamba. I've got 18 Harold Street and 25 Harold Street in Bundamba. I'm really excited to share the process with you here on the YouTube channel about those strata deals. They're going to cost more money, around that $350,000 in total to strata and separate the assets in terms of the front and back blocks. It may even get up to $400,000 once you increase site costs to cut and fill and retain and deal with the blocks. But I'll give you all the detailed numbers on the channel, so you better subscribe below to see what the numbers end up being on those strata title projects. Both of those sites, I'm building a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom dual occupancy on the rear of the property, which is a separately sellable home at the back of the asset, which is a battle axe block on each of those sites. So I've done 2 granny flats and I'm doing 2 strata deals, and I have another deal coming through, which also has another granny flat on it. So I'll share that with you very soon. But I want you to seriously consider buying sites that have these upside potential, even if you don't realize that potential yourself. We can help you find the right property for the right price in the right location in Southeast Queensland and Greater Melbourne based on your budget and strategy. If you want to book in a free 20-minute chat with myself and discuss deals exactly like this, head over to purposeproperty.com.au to book in a free chat with myself. We'll discuss your specific strategy and how we can help you moving forward. Also, give this video a click right here if you want to see exactly what my granny flat project looks like with a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home on the south side of Brisbane. Thanks for sticking around. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.